Hello everybody, welcome back to my second video. Um, Again, the point of this channel, my horror and sci-fi collectibles channel, is to just catalog and document and share and generate discussion on everything I collect, and just throw it out there and just share it with everybody. This is my passion. Maybe even an obsession. It's got to that point with me. So anyway, today I'm going to focus on some of my Aliens items. Not all of them, but I have these grouped together. Most of my videos I'm kind of planning to just do one item or items that go together, and in this case today we get to see 4 or 5 items together, and we'll start off with the loader. This is the P5000 loader from Aliens by NECA, and at the time I bought this it was probably going for about $120. I was at a convention, Horror Hound convention again in Cincinnati, Ohio, and saw it for $100 at a vendor booth again. The vendor was Amok Time Toys. They have a website. They're great. I've ordered some other things from them, such as the Creepshow figures on the wall back here that I'll get to in another video. But very good prices, very nice folks at the conventions to deal with. Anyway, they had it for $100, so I snatched it up. Since that time, it has really inflated in price, at least online. $200, $300, $400, depending on where you go. A little bit crazy. I do really like it. It's one of my favorites, one I always want to show off to people, but I don't think I'd go that high for it. I think, 80 to 100, maybe 120, 150 tops is my target for a figure like this. Size wise, it's on par with my Ed 209, also from NECA, and he was about 80. So I think 100 was reasonable. As far as detail and articulation, it's great. Just every joint practically is movable. The wrist, the elbow, the shoulders, you can move the arms in and out, as if Ripley was swinging them around. The ankles move, the knees move, the hips, so you can tilt the body a little bit, get the right balance when you're displaying it. And lots of little details. It's very smudged and beat up, like you would expect a piece of equipment, or tractor or forklift to be, like it was in the movie. It looks used. It looks like they've actually done something with it. There's scrapes of paint on it, paint scraped off of it. Just nice little touches here and there. Lots of hydraulic hoses, so each cylinder, has a hose leading to it like you would expect. A little bit busy, I think, on this figure, but cool. You see it in the movie in just a couple instances where she's fighting the Queen and you see the back of the machine. One thing it came with that I did not put on, so there's a couple of holes up top, and there's 2 antennae that stick out of the top of it. I went back and watched the movie the other night, just this scene, and you didn't really notice the antennas. I thought they were a little tall on the toy. Right now it stands about 11 inches tall with the antennas. It's about 13, and I just didn't like them, so I left them in the box, and I got the box put up in the attic. That's one thing. I do save the boxes to most everything. I don't try to keep things in the box. The only time I keep things in the box is if I really like the packaging, or if they're waiting for a shelf to be built. And I do want to get these on a shelf eventually, because you can tell by looking at the arms on this, there's just enough nooks and crannies and detail for it to be a dust problem. So you can, of course it's plastic, you can rinse it off, blow it off with a can of air duster, something like that. But a couple times a year I try to clean everything. And but this is a figure I would really eventually like to get behind a glass door. anyway, you know, the pistons move. If you move the arms up and down, the pistons move in and out. Very cool, very fun. The only thing I think I would change about it if NECA were to make more of these is it'd be nice if the light up top worked, just for fun. NECA is starting to put LEDs in a lot of their figures. The new Michael Myers has a light up LED pumpkin, for example. I just think that would be really cool. As far as some of the other details on it, the joysticks slide forward and backward in the arms so you can get a figure to line up with it well. And again, pose it any way you want, have it face off with the Queen. Just cool. Now for the figure that's in it, Ripley. NECA at the time had 2 or 3 Ripleys available, one with her leather jacket on, a couple without. I wanted to make sure I got one without, you know, so she'd look accurate for this part of the movie. And I bought the Ripley Rescues Newt 2-pack, and it came with Newt. And the Newt has a very nice likeness, I think, of the young actress that played Newt. And she doesn't stand real great, so I just kind of keep her posed like that right in front of Ripley, as if Ripley's, you know, stepped up behind to protect her. But the Ripley itself, let me tilt this back a little bit in the light. Pretty good likeness of Sigourney Weaver. Could be a little bit better, but I like it. Her hands could be a little better. The right hand grips joystick just fine. The left hand is a little iffy. And the best I can do is just kind of get it on the joystick, but that's good enough for me. Let's see, besides Newt, this Ripley also came with the utility belt, or ammo belt rather, that had the flares on it that she took down into the Queen's nest. And it also came with her big gun from the end of the movie. Nice set. At the time, it was about $45. I don't know that I've even seen it available now. I think if you look up Ripley, it's Ripley on her own. I don't know if this set is available or not, but I haven't really researched it. $45 at the time when I bought it, and luckily I got it for free. I had a shipping snafu, and they ended up refunding my money and telling me to keep the figure if and when it ever showed up, and it finally showed up 3 or 4 days later, so that worked out good for me. You can't ask for better. The next figure in here is the bisected Bishop. He's also a NECA figure. There's a couple different NECA figures for Bishop, and I like this one. One, not only is because he's bisected and that goes with the loader well, but it's just got a better likeness of Lance Henriksen's face. They have one where he's complete, and I think he comes with a bag or tool or something, scanner. It just didn't look real good in the face. So very cool. I like that. That was fun. I think he goes for, typically I've seen 30 to 35, and I caught him on sale for 18 on Amazon, so got lucky there. Now he also came with the alien egg. I wish I had a couple more of these. And I know you can get the eggs by themselves, but it comes with the face hugger. The tail has wire in it, so you can pose it any way you want. You could even wrap it around the neck of a figure. My Queen now. The Queen is from a company called EagleMoss, and they make a lot of Alien versus Predator and Aliens toys, or statues rather. I have likes and dislikes about this thing. One thing I like is the price. I don't like that she's not to scale with the loader, but hey, you're crossing brands here, and that's what you get. I bought this just because I thought it was too good of a deal to pass up. She goes for about $60. I think she is available on Amazon last time I looked. I got her for $30 at a comic book store in Lexington, Kentucky called The Hero's Realm. Very nice operator in there. Very nice guy. I was looking at it. thought it was cool, but I didn't think it was worth the 60 that he had listed on it. And he said, hey, if you're going to buy that, I want you to know her wrist is broken and I have glued it back together. And I said, oh, I wasn't going to buy it. I didn't want to spend that much money. And he said, well, since she was broken, I'll give her to you for 30. So I was happy with that. I said, okay, I'll do 30. We packaged her up, put her in the box, packed her in the foam and everything, brought her home. By the time I got home from that trip, and she was packed in there, and I packed her myself, the hand was broke off again. And now, if you zoom in, her leg was broke. I was able to glue both back together, and you don't really notice it. But when you touch this thing and move these fingers and the bones just a little bit, you can tell this thing is brittle. The box says it's a poly resin cast. It just feels hard and brittle compared to things like the Loader or the Bishop. The kind of plastic figures I'm used to. As far as detail, I mean, it looks pretty good in there. The side of the head, the side of the face. It's even got a little bit of the second mouth in there, kind of bulging out. I mean, I like having it on display. I just wish it was as big as the other Queen, which is honestly, if I ever get that other Queen, that's going to pose a problem for me in the cabinet. I think she's 30 inches overall length, 15 inches tall. So it's kind of a beast, but someday I hope to upgrade. But for now, this definitely does well for me. It's a nice set to have from one of my favorite movies. And then one other thing that I keep up here with them. This is just something I thought was too cute to pass up, and I don't know what this is from. I don't know if this is like a Mego toy or Legos or what it was from. But yeah, the Queen impaling Bishop. I saw that at a comic book store in Terre Haute. Not comic book store, sorry, just a toy store. Sewer Lair Toys in Terre Haute. She was $10, and I thought, well, for $10, I'll take that. That's too cute. So I keep them up here together. At least until I build that new shelf this summer is the hope, and then eventually get the Queen. I would love to be able to pose it with the claw of the Loader on the Queen's neck, like an action shot from the movie, and maybe get Newt down on the ground with Bishop. It's just fun. So again, the whole point of this channel is for me to share with you and maybe even spur some discussion. Let me know what you think of the toys. Let me know what you think of the movie. Even Aliens is one of my go-to movies. It's right up there with Halloween, Terminator 2. Just when you think of your top 10 or 20 movies, for me, Aliens right up there. Can watch it over and over and never get tired of it. So next video, I'm just going to be spreading or working my way to the right, and looking at the toys I keep here in my office, one at a time or maybe groups. So anyway, I'll quit babbling, and hopefully you subscribe and comment, and thank you for watching.